For some people, their life group is their primary community. This can be beautiful, but it can also veer into unhealthy dynamics. It is important for you to know how to care for your group members while also maintaining healthy boundaries. Your group members might face some significant challenges in their lives. It might be struggles with their physical health or mental health. It could be a broken relationship with a family member, or separation or divorce. It could be the death of a loved one or the loss of a job. It might be loneliness or prolonged unemployment. There are various struggles and challenges that your group members may be facing. When you find out that someone in your group is going through a hard time, it is important to express care, whether this comes from you or others in the group. But be careful of confidentiality. So if someone confides in you, remember to ask them if it's okay to share with the rest of the group. If you forget to ask right away, don't share it within the group until you have the chance to circle back and get permission to share. Whether you or someone else in the group reaches out, you might begin with a phone call, a text, an email, or even mailing a card. You can simply let them know that you're thinking of them and praying for them. You might want to ask how you can be praying for them. Maybe you can pray for them over the phone, or just let them know that you're praying in your own time. Be careful not to give unsolicited advice. When someone is suffering, it can make things worse if you give advice or quote scripture verses at them. Simply show compassion and empathy. You don't have to say much. Just being present or reaching out can show that you care. Don't assume that someone will ask for help when they're going through a hard time. Instead, offer something specific and practical. You could say, "Can I bring a meal over to you?" Or, "Can I pick up groceries for you?" Or whatever other practical ideas that come to mind. Perhaps your group could start a meal train for them, and various group members could sign up, or maybe other people beyond your group could join in as well. With a little bit of effort, your group member will feel cared for. It might even feel like a tangible expression of God's love through the group. But now, let's talk about boundaries. If a group member is struggling and becomes overly dependent or demanding of you and other group members, it is appropriate to be direct and clear about your limits, as well as expectations for respectful interactions. If you need help, you can ask a pastor to intervene. If a group member asks for money, tell them that you and the group are not going to personally give them money, but that they can apply for benevolence assistance through the church. They can either go to the church office or ask a pastor about benevolence. If a group member is struggling with their mental health, recommend that they see a counselor. If finances are an obstacle, they can apply for benevolence assistance through the church. You can also recommend the mental health support line. If someone is suicidal, there are a couple options depending on urgency. If there's immediate danger or need for urgent medical care, call 911. If they're thinking about suicide, call or text 988 for suicide assessment and intervention. You can also get through to the suicide prevention line at 1-800-SUICIDE. Anytime there's a danger of someone hurting themselves or others, it is not only okay to break confidentiality, it is actually your ethical responsibility to do so. Preservation of life and safety are higher priorities than confidentiality. If you would like to get more equipped regarding mental health, we recommend you enroll in Mental Health First Aid. You may also find it helpful to go through the Sanctuary course, which is free at sanctuarymentalhealth.org. This 8-week course might even be something your group wants to do together, as it is designed for churches and groups. With all this, please be mindful of your own self-care. Don't let yourself be the only person caring for someone. Your role takes place within a larger network of people: pastors, doctors, family, friends, counselors, fellow group members, and others from the church community. Caring does not and should not rest on your shoulders alone. If you need help, ask for it. Also, pay attention to your needs. Prioritize your own personal relationships, especially those that are life-giving for you. Keep up healthy rhythms of prayer, Sabbath, and scripture reading. If you need to, take a break from leading your group for a while. Talk about this with your pastor and with your group. Do your best to set things up so that the group doesn't suddenly fall apart without you. Prioritizing your self-care is not only good for you personally, it also models healthy leadership to the rest of the group.